Hi, I'm Vainant.
And I'm Amy.
Welcome to Hinderwell House. I'd like to start by recognising the traditional people of Australia, and in particular, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation on which our house is built. We're inspired by the way Aboriginal people respected, cared for and managed the land for over 60,000 years, and I think there is a lot to learn from this knowledge.
In 2020, we began discussing the idea of buying a house. Initially, Vainant wasn't that keen, so I proposed the idea of building, and immediately he was on board.
We both enjoy the outdoors and have an interest in the environment and sustainability. We became excited by the idea of building a more sustainable house, and this led us down the path of learning about solar passive design and other sustainability features. Through this research, we discovered the wealth of knowledge on the Your Home website, as well as Josh Burns' work on Josh's house. We then started researching architects in Perth that aligned with our thinking and came across Matt Delroy Carr, who specialises in affordable, medium density, sustainable design, and that fitted us perfectly.
One of the issues we had with building was this idea of demolishing an existing house, which in our minds just didn't seem like a sustainable thing to do. However, we were lucky enough to find a block in Scarborough, which was the back of a block that had been subdivided, and the existing house remained on the front. It also happened to have the orientation that we were after, a rectangle with east-west orientation providing lots of northern access. For us, this area also stood high for livability, with plenty of amenities in a short walking distance. Hinderwell House is designed with all the standard solar passive principles in mind. The majority of glazing is positioned on the north to capture large amounts of winter sun to warm the concrete slab, providing comfortable internal temperatures. The windows are appropriately shaded with eaves or external blinds to exclude sun during the warmer months between the spring and autumn equinoxes. Glazing has been minimised on the south, east and west sides of the house, with only small windows strategically placed to aid in cross ventilation and allow in natural light. Because of the large amount of glazing, we chose to use primarily double glazed thermally broken windows, with the exception being the use of louvers.
The house is predominantly reverse brick veneer construction with internal masonry walls and concrete floor, providing the thermal mass which keeps the internal temperatures nice and stable throughout the year. On the outside we have lightweight cladding, and that reduces the heat transfer from outside. For insulation we have R2.7 in the walls and R6 in the ceiling, as well as some anti-con below the roofing sheets. During the design, our home was assessed by NatHERS to have a rating of 7.9 stars. However, that rating was done with the northern windows all single glazed, and so since we've changed them to double glazing, we suspect that this rating would be above 8. At 135 square metres, Hinderwell House is significantly smaller than the average new 3x2 build in Australia. To us, this is one of the most important sustainability features of the house, because this means you've got less embodied energy for the materials used to build the house, but also less ongoing energy use to run the house through heating and cooling. When thinking about a small footprint, good design becomes really important, because at the end of the day, you still want a house that feels really spacious and is livable. We feel like this is where Matt really nailed the design. Positioning the house to the south also opens up more of that northern aspect for your green space in your garden. We incorporated several recycled materials into the house, including recycled brick in some of the walls and in the kitchen floor, recycled ironbark decking and railway sleeper retaining walls. We've got 30% recycled fly ash content in the concrete slab, as well as better stone bench tops, which is a product made from 100% recycled glass and doesn't have the same silicosis problems associated with other engineered stone. We've used a product called Durra Panel for the ceiling and several walls instead of gyprock. It is an amazing Australian product which we heard about through following US Bucker's work. It is a panel made from 100% compressed straw without any chemical binding agents. It has great thermal and acoustic properties, as well as surprisingly being fireproof due to its highly compressed nature. Straw is a widely available renewable byproduct from grain farming, which is underutilised.
We made the decision to go all electric, having an induction stovetop and heat pump hot water system. That means we've eliminated any gas connections. As the grid becomes powered by more renewable sources of energy, the house will become less reliant on fossil fuels. We have a 6.6 kilowatt solar panel system with a hybrid inverter with the ability to connect up a battery or charge a car in the future. We've been in the house since May 2023 and our average daily usage is about 2 to 2.5 kilowatt hours. We have a grey water system which collects the water from the showers, bathrooms, basins and laundry and pumps it out to areas of the garden, reducing our irrigation needs. Plumbing is set up in such a way that a rainwater tank can be installed in the future to collect runoff from the roof and supply water to the washing machine and toilets.
The house has been positioned towards the southern boundary, and this maximises the northern garden space. All the garden surfaces are permeable, reducing runoff and allowing the rainfall to infiltrate the soil. The majority of the garden is planted with local natives, and they're more resilient to the climate here and again reduce our reliance on irrigation. There is a fruit and vegetable patch and chickens, and this allows us to grow a small amount of our own food. As well as the chickens, we also have worms and compost bins, and that allows us to recycle our sort of waste nutrients back onto the garden.